Hello, everyone. I'm Jules. Welcome to another day in the car. I was going over thinking about those 2 days in the fairgrounds viewing area at the preliminary hearing for Barry Morphew. I started thinking about things that were concerning to me in the case. So I looked at that charging document for Barry, and I was just wondering just how much trouble the prosecution is in. And, it looks like they're doing okay still. Right now, I think that there is plenty. First part, the amended complaint has domestic violence. And since domestic violence isn't just broken bones and black eyes and things, domestic violence does include coercion, using financial stuff over someone to make them stay with you, emotional blackmail, basically everything we've been hearing about the Morphew marriage. So I think the domestic violence would stay. Count 3, tampering with physical evidence. Well, yeah, they got him there because he threw stuff away, and he told them he threw away some tranquilizer stuff. That's what he said was amongst the stuff that he threw away in the dumpster, and he said he had cleaned out the garage, and that some of the tranquilizer stuff was there too. So that's really weird to me, but okay, Barry. He would definitely get this one because it's count 5 is attempt to influence a public servant. And then it says by means of deceit. Yeah, he's going to go to trial for that too. So we don't need to worry about this thing going away anytime soon. Barry and Suzanne began dating in 1988 when she was 17. And he famously, in that spazzy interview with Lauren that he did over the phone, he said that there has not been another love in his life or something like that since 1988. Jeff and Suzanne hooked up in 1989. Then Barry and Suzanne got married in 1994. And I have no real idea why they moved to Colorado, but I'm thinking it might have just been to be closer to their daughter, Mallory, who was going to school in Gunnison, which I don't know why they didn't move to Gunnison, though. April 2018, Puma Path was purchased. Then May 2018, Suzanne's cancer returned. And we know that moving is rough. She reaches out to her friend Jeff in September of 2018. And they started talking. And 3 weeks after she started talking to Jeff, she then shared her diagnosis and talked to him about her treatment. But by November 26, 2018, they're talking so much to each other that on that day they had 7 calls that totaled 4 hours. Then February of 2019 is when they met at the hotel in New Orleans. Then April 2019 they met in Indiana. And July 2019 they met up in Michigan, which is actually where Jeff and his family live. Then October 2019 they met in Dallas, Texas. Then comes February 2020, which is interesting because first Suzanne went to Indiana and saw her friend Sheila, who was holding on to that spy pen because Suzanne had ordered it and sent it to Sheila's house. And she had told Sheila that she wanted this pen so that she could catch some conversations, and that she thought she would put it into Barry's truck, but then she never mentioned the pen again to Sheila after that, so Sheila didn't even know whether Suzanne had used it. Then Suzanne went to Florida, and that's in February 2020, where she was meeting up with Jeff. Then we get to the relationship with Jeff progressed to the point where May 8th, 2020, Jeff texted Suzanne, "You need to be my wife." And May 9th, first thing in the morning, Suzanne sent a message to Jeff, "We need to be husband and wife." June 2nd, law enforcement figured out that there was a guy that Suzanne was talking to and stuff, but they couldn't identify him. But in November of 2020, they figured out who he was. While specific case information is not available, Sheriff Spazey assures residents the case remains a priority. To preserve the integrity of this investigation, we cannot reveal all we have learned, nor all that we are doing, but we understand your frustration in wanting this case resolved quickly. That said, with each day that passes, we learn new information in this case. Although the winter months are approaching, the task force assembled to investigate Suzanne Morphew's disappearance continues to move forward and will conduct additional searches and other casework. In one aspect of the case, the task force continues to focus on Suzanne Morphew's social media presence as part of the investigation. Investigators say Suzanne kept in touch with friends she loved dearly. They also believe that sometimes in these type of cases, that people don't come forward with information for concern that they may get someone in trouble. To those who may be fearful to come forward, they can reach out anonymously. Once investigators know your concerns, they can address them. Then it goes on to the super important part that I know is like aimed right at Jeff. Anyone who may have engaged with Suzanne on Facebook, Instagram, Voxer, FaceTime, or WhatsApp and would like to share new information or come forward if they haven't been interviewed is asked to contact the Suzanne Morphew tip line, regardless of how insignificant you think the information may be or whether you think investigators are already aware of it. And then it gave the number, and we know that Jeff did not come forward. That was dated November 10th, 2020. Well then, when they met up with Jeff, the first thing he asked them was whether or not he was a target. And what did he say about the relationship? He said that Suzanne could not leave Barry because of biblical reasons, which I don't really understand that. To me, that because she's together with Jeff and married to Barry at this point, so if she could do that with Jeff, I don't understand why she couldn't get a divorce. Jeff also told law enforcement that the affair made him nervous and he did not want to lose his job or his family. And he said that he didn't want Suzanne's legacy to be that she had an affair with that guy. Other things that tickle my brain in this case are that it appears that although they kept saying that they weren't going to inform the public, that they had to keep things quiet, etc., etc., Chaffee County, it seems that they were letting leaks happen for some reason, because Jeff Puckett, in his interview with Lauren Scharf, back in those early days of this case, said that they found the helmet up on the side of the road there. After revisiting Jeff's interview, I noticed that he mentioned the chlorine, but he said that that's not why he thought that this was some sort of alibi. It was just the whole situation with finding that piece of mail that appeared to be some sort of property insurance paperwork for Barry. He found it in the trash can in the bathroom, along with flyers for real estate in Salida. And he also said that it was the room itself that smelled like chlorine, not the towels. That just the room had a scent of it. Let me know what you think of all of this stuff. Thank you for watching Another Day in the Car with Jules. I'll see you in the next video.